And we're doing it live. We are doing it live. We are doing it live. And I think we are live. How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the Fanatics of Film. My name is Ben, and we were going to start with music, but screw it. Who needs music, right? Hey, everybody. I've got my good friend here, Dawn of Darkness, Kyle, today. How's it going, man?
It's going great. I hope everybody's staying safe and healthy and enjoying their long free time. Everybody's off work. You might be doing, people that haven't had a vacation before, so they might be enjoying this as a vacation. But I don't know about you, but I'm just extremely bored. And I've did everything I can do and just ready to finally be able to hit the road.
I don't know what this boredom thing is about. I'm not bored at all. I'm terrified of not having enough money for goddamn dinner. That's what I'm.
Well,
it's okay.
Hopefully we get what the government's promised, but different story. Okay. We'll leave it when it's raining from the sky.
I find it. I'm envious of the people who are bored. That's all I'm saying. I mean, I lost so much money this year that it's crazy. So anyway, we're not going to get too much on that.
I should probably try something other than video games. You can only play video games every day of your life to the point where you're bored. So,
what about how everybody are just saying you can only choke it every so often? How many times? You can only do it like 30 times a day, and then I've tried. Believe me, there's so much of that now. There's so much
and I don't want to watch TV because as soon as it gets to the commercial, something comes up and it just makes me mad. So I try not to watch TV.
So everybody, welcome everybody. We got USMC Rebels in the house, and we got Sentinel. All you badass mofos, thanks for bringing it to my attention, Matt Wilkins. I sent him the link. Maybe we'll see him. Maybe we won't. He and I have been following each other on Twitter for a long time. I just didn't know who he was, and apparently he's a big EU guy. So hopefully we'll get a treat of that, and maybe not. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But before we get into the main event, which is Filoni, I wanted to quickly talk about AMC theaters. Apparently, so I don't know if anybody knows this. They're likely to file for bankruptcy. Okay, This doesn't mean that I'm just reiterating the point that I made a little while ago about 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago. I was saying this. I would just said that the theater industry is in trouble. It may have trouble, may have problems. Hopefully we'll see it actually come out of it. But I actually personally think it's not going to survive. I think it actually will die from this. But anyway.
So who do you think is going to come out as the top runner for movie theaters? RC theaters? Do you think they're like the top runner? Or I mean, there's so many different ones.
Well, I don't know. I don't know all of them. You have to forgive me because I don't know all of them. Well, I know that AMC is actually, of course, there's AMC theaters, and it's actually separate from AMC cable. They're actually, everybody thinks they're the same, but they're actually separate. And I think there's a point where they divided like in the 2000s sometime, and I'm not sure the details of that. So I'm not going to do it like I know like the details of all of these giant companies, and I will do research on this because this is something that's close to my heart and something that I do care about quite a bit in Austin, Texas. So this is where they're centralized in Austin, and it's the world's largest movie theater chain. Okay, I was not aware of that.
Okay.
Could soon be filing for bankruptcy. That's according to the financial analysts who say AMC was already struggling prior to the outbreak. Variety says in a report released Thursday, MKM Partners analyst Eric Handler wrote, based on our view that theaters will be closed until at least August, and our belief that AMC lacks liquidity to stay afloat until that time. So, and that just begs, it's like, okay, so we've got Wonder Woman coming out, and we've got Black Widow, Captain Marvel, Black Widow coming out. I'm just kidding. No, but go ahead. Sorry, what were you gonna say?
I wasn't gonna say anything. I just was laughing. You jerk. But do you think streaming services is the biggest reason why they're struggling so much? Because they were struggling before the quarantine, right?
I mean, it's really sad. Hail, Stony Wan Kenobi.
Mm-hmm. Hail. I was about to say that. Yeah. Hail.
He just his two fingers deserve to be up there the rest of the show. So he's going to be up there the rest of the show.
We appreciate that. Ben can now buy coffee this week.
Well, I know I make jokes about it, but I am money is tight these days. It is actually very tight these days because I lost a lot of gigs from this virus. So, and that's literally thousands of dollars that I'm losing this year. So thank you for that. I appreciate it very much.
Thank you, man.
Really, seriously, all of you guys. Okay, USMC Rebels in the house. We've got Sentinel. Sentinel says he's really good. So Sentinel did bring, and just wanted to let everybody know, Sentinel and Decott James had brought about this, Wilkins, and I sent him a link. So hopefully we'll see him. Maybe we will. Maybe we won't. This is just a short. We're gonna make this a short stream because I'm tired and it's been a long day. I just finished my taxes. Did you do your taxes yet? Okay.
Yeah, a long time ago. I actually got them done before all this broke out, so
good for you.
I was allowed to leave my house and be near people. So
you'll actually get your refund, and then you'll get your stimulus package, and it'll actually be your account will actually be red instead of zero, right?
Hopefully, anytime anybody's giving me free money, I don't believe it till it's in my hands. So we'll see.
So then it goes on to say all theaters here. Okay, it just ends abruptly, but it's a really short article. All theaters have been closed since March 16th due to blah blah blah. So anyway, it's a crazy thing, and I hope that they can pull out of it. And of course, a lot of people saying if they file bankruptcy, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're toast. It doesn't mean that necessarily. But we'll see.
Well, they're thinking about. I saw that the government's thinking about trying to get the economy open back up for by May 1st. So if they open all this up by May 1st, and they can open up the theaters again, then all they got to do is make Coca-Cola $10, raise the popcorn to $20, and they're good.
And charge for every wipe. So when you wipe your butt in the movie theater,
per square gets taxed. So.
Yeah. That's the one thing. That's the only problem with the movie theaters is that you're going to have to bring your own. You have to bring your own toilet paper. Hail to Sentinel. If anyone gets a chance, go check out his most recent stream. He had a good stream. Sentinel's doing some live streams now, by the way. So check him out. We're going to have him on the show one of these days, really soon. He's actually really Batman. That's really what he is. He has a bat vocoder. Okay. So that's who he really is. So anyway. Let's move to the next thing. So did you see the Dune pics? Did anybody see the Dune pictures? The picture of Dune that was released today? Anybody see it? No?
Dune? The video game? Are we talking so where are we going with this? The new video game out or? There's
a movie that's coming
out. Okay.
There's a Dune film that's coming out this this is supposed to be coming out this December. And there's some images. I don't know if anybody cares for me to pull them up. There's only a few. They look pretty good. We'll just pull this up. We'll pull this article up.
Yeah, this is new to me because I knew the game was out, but I didn't know they were coming out with a movie. Is there any famous actors going to be involved in this? Or
yeah, there's a ton.
Oh,
We'll go over all the people really quick. And I'm optimistic. I'm optimistic on this. I think it'll be good. We'll see. We'll see what happens with this business. So we're going to close this. All right.
Sentinel asked, "Why is Zendaya in it, though?" Not sure. Do you know about that? Yeah, I think he's talking about the movie.
Yeah, I know. I actually am going to reread the book and get back to you on that one, but I don't know. You have to forgive me. It is one of those things where apparently there are some gender swaps, and it's really weird how people are very polarized about this whole thing. I mean, I made a video about I used a cut from our live stream where I was talking about how Nerdrotic was saying that 2049 Blade Runner 2049 was woke and kind of disrespectful towards the male character because whatever. And I just was talking about it, but so many people got so pissed about it. Because they love 2049, and I get it. They love 2049, but they were like just so insistent and so pissed off. Everybody's just so. I mean, it's very polarizing right now with what's happening, and I think it'll be interesting to see what happens with Dune. And it's it's interesting to find out. I mean, there is gender swapping already, so.
And I apologize. I thought you said Doom, Doom. So now I get it.
This is the new. This is the new movie. It's called Dune Cock, Dune Cock, Dune Cock. Okay. And it's about the origin story of Doom, the video game, but also Doom Cock, the YouTuber. So he's also in it as well.
Oh, okay.
A giant paradox, and they time travel. They meet Marty and Doc on the way, and it's this insane masterpiece. And it's supposed to be really good. Just kidding, it's not. Okay, so we're gonna close that. I just have a little bit too many things up here. So this looks good. I mean, I made a little tweet about it. I was just like, hey, look. It's my family doing we're reenacting the movie Dune. Check it out, everybody. And I just did a little tweet on about that. And I mean,
what company's making it? Who's it by?
well, let's find. I don't know if the details, but there's a ton of people in it. I mean, the cast: Rebecca Ferguson, Stephen McKinley Henderson, Oscar Isaac's in there, Josh Brolin, Stellan Skarsgård, Dave Bautista, Javier Bardem, Charlotte Rampling, and Jason Momoa was listed in it before. I'm not sure if he's still there, but he's
Okay.
listed in there. Jason Momoa is supposed to be in there at one point, I think. I'm going to pull up the IMDb and see if he's still listed there. But yeah, let's see. Duncan Idaho, Zendaya as Shawnee. I have to reread the book. I read the book when I was long time ago. But anyway, it looks promising. I don't know.
It should be good, as long as they don't screw it up.
Yeah. Honestly, I don't know. I don't know what to think about a lot of this. There's a lot of people a lot of people jumped down my throat about 2049 when I said it. So this is the image I tweeted out. I was like, look, everybody, my family. Anyway, I was like, hey, check it out. My family's on. Anyway, so, and my green screen stopped working, so I'm going to just stop my cam for a second. So, all right, we're going to jump off that and go away from Dune. So I'm just curious about it. It seems interesting, but we'll find out more details about it when we actually see a trailer. Anyway, so let's see. Let's move on to what you threw something at me before, didn't you?
Yeah. So while you're getting that green screen fixed, let me jump into some news here, some entertainment news for the week. You can jump in and give your opinion if you want to. So Daisy Ridley's been active on social media. So I'm just going to read this. Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker is now available on home video, marking it into what Disney dubbed the Skywalker saga, if that's what you want to call it. So it seems like this is a perfect time for everyone to try and process their feelings about Disney's sequel trilogy. Earlier this month, we saw the animated version of Colin Trevorrow's unused episode IX script. Mark Hamill wrote a letter to the fans who stuck with the series, and The Force Awakens editor Mary Jo complained about how The Last Jedi undid all of J.J. Abrams' carefully laid plans. Even though we all knew those plans weren't actually going anywhere, since Abrams is famously obsessed with the mystery boxes that don't necessarily have resolutions, now Daisy Ridley has joined in, revealing in a recent interview on Nina West's Dragcast that she was kind of surprised by the backlash that The Rise of Skywalker received when it came out. Ridley says 98% of the experience making Star Wars movies was amazing, but after Rise of Skywalker, it was really tricky. She says January, after the movie came out, was not that nice, to the point where she wondered where the love for the series has gone. Yeah. She notes that everyone's entitled to their opinion, and the social media in general allows negative reactions to gain more traction than they otherwise would, but she said it was hard to keep seeing posts from people who didn't like the movie. So, do you want to...
Well, I think a lot of people know about that thing, and that was just... All right, hold on. So I think a lot of people had a problem with that, and that was just a silly thing.
Yeah.
It's just someone that has been pampered most of her life, and just I think in general, if all you have is social media, you're used to you don't really have thick skin, and so when people criticize you, that's problematic. So I think that's just essentially the problem that's going on there, and that's just what happens. I don't really, she doesn't. She's, I don't know. She has a skewed perspective on what does and what doesn't.
She probably doesn't really understand why people are mad, because Star Wars is ancient compared to how long she's been in it. You know what I mean? Like, she only knows the new stuff, and I mean, how much do we think she actually just went back and looked at all the other stuff? I mean, I'm sure she's watched the movies, but she just might not understand. She's the new Star Wars, not the old. So,
if I remember correctly, she actually hadn't seen. When they cast her, she had never seen Star Wars.
I rest my case.
Yeah, that's just what it comes down to. You got people who are fans, and people aren't. It just resonates with certain people. Anyway, but since so apparently Dave Bautista. Do we want to talk about Dave Bautista? Does anybody care about this?
Quickly, 5 minutes here on the clock. Let's go.
No, let's keep it under.
No.
We're going to keep this under 3 minutes. But
Okay.
Dave Bautista apparently describes President Donald Trump as delusional wannabe dictator. Guardians of the Galaxy Dune actor Dave Bautista, of course, suffers from TDS as well. Opened fire on President Donald Trump, gifting the president a new title of delusional wannabe dictator. And this just barely happened today. Actually, this just barely dropped on Bounding into Comics. So this is a kind of an important, brand new thing. And it's actually funny, too, because it's like he was promising. There was this action flick that just came out recently that I just saw him, and it was like actually pretty cool. He's trying to break out of his mold as this character that has become such a comic relief in Guardians of the Galaxy. But here he is just setting himself up for failure. You're just like, okay, all the dudes who probably found you to be an interesting kind of a cool kind of a in the vein of The Rock kind of type guy, you're just turning into a pile of shit now, because it's like, okay, so the Dune actor wrote on Twitter he literally can't give one honest, intelligent answer. Insults is all he's got. And you obviously, it's like, you obviously have not seen anything that he's done, and you haven't watched a single thing. And then they're just talking about how, I guess, he unloaded on the press.
Yeah.
I still haven't seen that video. Have you seen it yet? How he unloads on the press?
No. Okay. And the way the press acts, or wait, who unloads on the press? Who are we talking about?
Trump unloads on the press. There's a brand new video of him.
I haven't seen it, but all I know is a lot of them in the media deserve it, because they are literally using the media to ruin people's lives, targeted harassment. I mean, freedom of the press and everything, freedom of speech, yes, that's great. That makes us American. But you're supposed to report the facts, the truth. If you're using it as a political harassment, political targeted harassment, I mean, that's stuff that China and Russia do and everything. They're using it for the wrong reasons. And every time someone tries to speak up against it, they're like, oh, you want to take freedom of the press away? Oh, you want to take freedom of speech away? You're not American. It's like, no, by allowing this to happen, we are losing those rights that I'm trying to tell you we need to protect. So it's kind of funny. Like I told you earlier, like there's hashtags going around Twitter, hashtag Trump dictator, hashtag Trump is king, that I reported to Twitter support, because it's not right. Those hashtags are being used for misinformation, to promote hate. And they shouldn't be allowed to exist. It's just ridiculous, And then right away, someone brought up, so you don't believe in freedom of the press? It's like, you said that, I didn't. Okay, the media is supposed to be used to tell us the truth. Yeah.
Okay.
I said
that's interesting.
Yeah. So I said, you said that, I didn't. I'm saying the freedom of the press constitutionally is supposed to be used to give us the facts, the truth, real information, and it being used as a political weapon is not what the Constitution is there to protect. It's being used to undermine itself. Basically, it's destroying itself, because you can't believe a dang thing you hear anymore, and you don't even know if it's true. So
Well, it's just about, you're right. It's about lies and truth, and people can't tell the truth because if they told the truth, they wouldn't make any money. Apparently, they think that obviously they won't make money or something from it. So it's interesting to see. Let's quickly see. I haven't seen this. Yet. Let's see if we can.
Okay.
We'll see if we can actually pull the. Can you hear it? Okay.
Didn't start yet. Is it started?
Okay, I'm pulling. I got to pull up the other. I'm sorry, guys.
Okay.
Sorry.
That's okay. I just want to say one thing about that. It's like all the stuff that they call Trump, President Trump, if they just knew everything Trump's did, he's doing wonders for this country economically and for middle class. And until this whole beer bug came out, the country was doing really well. And there's a whole conspiracy about this beer bug, with more information has came out with China and the World Health Organization. But that, I don't want to turn this into a huge story, but some of the stuff the media has told Trump, just imagine you being in Trump's shoes and someone speaking to you like that. I mean, he's only human. You would get pretty pissed too, wouldn't you? I mean, whatever he says, they probably deserved it.
It's interesting this is going to be funny. So can you see, all right, can you hear this?
No, nope.
I forgot to hit share audio. God damn it. Sorry, everybody. All right, I'm gonna have to. This is just messed up.
Is there anything where you can read about it?
Yeah, I was just. Let's see here. Oh my gosh, I have to. Where did it go? I will have to just. All right, we might have to abandon that. We're gonna have to abandon it because it's just not coming up in the right, window. All of this just. All right. So anyway, but it looks pretty funny, and it's like he's taken a lot of abuse from the media as well. So let's move on to Filoni and get the hell out of here. So this is kind of funny. This is really kind of a funny article. I'm sure everybody's read it before already. Geeks and Gamers did a whole thing on it. Lose your faith in Dave Filoni, all ye who enter here. And so this is by our good friend Itchy Baka. I've had Itchy on the channel numerous times, and he wrote a book. He's done a documentary. This guy's a brilliant journalist. He's exposing all the fake journalism out there, and he's been doing it for a long time. He's the real deal. Publication of The Art of the Rise of Skywalker by Phil Stozic has confirmed that no one at Lucasfilm knows what the hell they're doing without the strong guided hand of George Lucas. So if you think Filoni is your savior, guess again. A reader posted a scan from the book which had the following text in it. In The Art of Rise of Skywalker, Phil Szostak wrote, Lucasfilm executive creative director Doug Chiang wondered, since these three films are a female-driven story, where's Leia in episodes 8 and 9? And I think a lot of people were pissed about that too. I mean, even the people who didn't care about the gender of the people still wanted to see Leia. It doesn't matter, people don't care about that. So it was known right from the start that the story in the Disney trilogy wasn't going to be driven by Star Wars by wars in the stars, but by female genitalia instead.
I like how they put that. I almost laughed when I read that.
That's Chewbacca. That's his awesome writing. He's a great writer.
So they should have named it Genitalia Wars.
Yes, Gender Wars, Genitalia Gender Wars. Okay, so Genitalia said in the same book, Dave Filoni is quoted as saying, "There's a potential idea there about the matriarchy coming back and subverting what has always been dominantly patriarchal in the male heroes, Zeus, Hercules, and everything else." And I just think it's so funny how these people have a problem with just male heroes. Like, why do you have a problem with that? Like, why would anybody have a problem with it when it actually bolsters, a desire for goodness? And it bolsters a desire for little boys to be good kids, to have an imagination, to have fun with this. And it's like that's how I grew up as a boy, and all my friends that were dudes growing up as boys, and that's just the way it. And it's like for them to take offense to that, like it's this horrible, horrible thing. And it's not like they're not trying to jab you with their lightsaber. Do you have anything?
Yeah. I was waiting until you were done. I felt like you were going to keep going.
Okay, go ahead.
So you don't want to rant for 30 minutes?
I'll keep going.
No, I'm good. So I think I talked about this earlier. So I know when Kathleen Kennedy was given the job to take Lucas's place, I know a lot of people, and this is just what I hear. I know a lot of people, even long after, felt Filoni should have been the one to take that spot because he was like Lucas's right hand man. He did all the work, with Rebels and Clone Wars. Like people almost loved him as much as Lucas. And now all of a sudden here we are down the road, and he's kind of falling in with Disney's way of thinking. And the first thing I asked you earlier was, do you think he's just saying this to keep his job? Because they'll fire anybody that doesn't fall in line with what they believe. I mean, do you think he actually believes this? Because we didn't hear any of this with all of his great work he did under Lucasfilm before and everything. And I know the new Clone Wars series, it's kind of like split in half between people that like it and don't like it. But what do you think? Do you think he actually believes this, or?
Well, it's like, when you're surrounded by people like this the entire time, I mean, it's not like he has a choice to where he has to go. I mean, he's always been the type of, people have called him a soy boy or whatever for a long time. Whatever, Filoni is fine. I mean, I think that he always had like a he always had like a big heart when it comes to Star Wars. He always cared about Star Wars, and he was taken under his wing by Lucas. And I think there's an important part of him. There's a huge part of him that has that cares about the male hero, that cares about the things that he felt. There's a reason why he was initially gravitated towards Star Wars, and I'm sure. And to me, it sounds like that part that initially made him gravitate there is gone. You know, I think that maybe that part of him that used to be there at some point that brought him there in the first place is gone. Or maybe he just doesn't care anymore. Maybe it's just something that it's literally something so far to the left or whatever, to left of center, to far away from his own desires, and he just doesn't care anymore. And he just I don't think it's a job thing. I literally just think it's just like he's literally like surrounded by it. You know,
it's went from showing up every day and enjoying your work and actually caring about what you're doing to now to him it might just be grab your coffee, do your work, leave, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
you get what I'm saying? Like the difference, he might just be like, yeah, whatever. It's not. It's just a job now to him. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think he has fun doing what he's doing there, but I mean, he's just on board because I mean, he's got feminists breathing down his neck the entire time. Right? I mean, he's got probably Favreau, but Favreau's got feminists breathing down their neck the entire time too. And it's like they are all they all feel so badly about the Me Too movement. They all feel so badly about Weinstein. And that's the problem, is that they just, rather than actually like owning up to something good and wanting to create something good, they feel incredibly guilty about what Harvey Weinstein represented and what he did and all these things. And it's just like, okay, so you're gonna actually actively steamroll everything that was beforehand.
So one guy does something bad, and all men in the world get blamed.
Yeah, and that's the shallowness of it all. That's the shallowness of what the Me Too movement represents now, and how it was able to propel and destroy Johnny Depp. How it was able to propel and destroy Amber Heard's very own spirit. I mean, her own spirit is destroyed. She's just this awful person who's decided to lie and destroy people's lives. So let's move on here. Whatever Filoni says, there's a potential idea there about the matriarchy coming back and subverting what has always been dominantly patriarchal in the male heroes. And it's like, who cares about what's patriarchal, matriarchal, whatever? It's like, why don't you just have them both and have them both be awesome instead of like having to like assume that one has to have power or dominance over? And it's just this constant power struggle. John Knoll says the super intriguing setup in Empire, that boy is our only hope. No, there's another. I felt cheated in Jedi, really, and we didn't go anywhere. So he felt cheated. This is what John Knoll said. He said that he felt cheated because it didn't show Leia, but it did. They talked about Leia. And so it's like, what do you mean cheated? If you felt cheated about anything from Empire Strikes Back, you need to shut the hell up and go not watch Star Wars anymore.
They're saying Empire Strikes Back didn't have enough Leia in it. Is that what they're saying?
He says, yeah, the super intriguing setup in Empire. The boy is our only hope, because that's what Yoda says, and then of course, or no, Obi-Wan says that, and then Yoda says, no, there is another. And I felt cheated in Jedi that this really didn't go anywhere. That's what John Knoll says. I really felt cheated in Jedi that this didn't go anywhere. But maybe Yoda is really talking about what happens with Leia in 30 years in the future. I guess it's like, no, it was written before, and it was written for Star Wars was about fathers and sons. You know,
Empire Strikes Back shows Leia just as much as Luke, and if they're talking about Episode 8, in real life she was struggling with health issues, and shortly after we all know what happened, and they did as much as they could do. I mean, for Episode 9, we're lucky they even had footage to be able to do as much. I was surprised with Rise of Skywalker how much they had Leia in the movie. I mean, I'm surprised they had that much backup footage to be able to finish that arc off the way they did.
Well, and it was yeah. I mean, it was a shame. That whole thing was a really bad shame, because, I mean, apparently they found. I mean, I love Carrie Fisher so much, and she's made a huge impact on my life and everything. I just so bad. But apparently, like I mean, there was a lot of substance in her body matter. So, which is unfortunate, which is a sad thing. But the problem, with her having to just probably cope with the situation, and she was just doing a lot of drugs all of a sudden. My 2 cents, I mean, I was pissed that they didn't put a lightsaber in Leia's hands immediately. It's like, why didn't they have her going around with a lightsaber? It was stupid. Anyway.
Yeah, it took till Rise of Skywalker, and all we got was a CGI version, 5 seconds of her training with Luke, which that would have been cool to see in Force Awakens as a flashback. Maybe actually not seen it as a flashback at some point, but yeah.
Okay, so that was stupid. Okay, so so this is what John Nolan said. Oh, I'm so disheartened by what happened with Empire Strikes Back. I really wanted to see more happen I want to see Vag in Star Wars. I really need to see Vag. So
Empire Strikes Back for a long time has been hailed by fans as the best Star Wars movie out there, and all of a sudden they're hating on it.
He's problem with it because it didn't really go all the way that we really wanted to see Vag in Star Wars. Okay, so then he finally says, okay, let's see. He finally retorts with Dave Filoni. Retorts with, I love that. We should lift it so Leia is the Obi-Wan of the entire trilogy. It's dangerous because it makes it so about the woman of Star Wars. Something to me says that's right. There is something happening culturally. You look at birth, regeneration, the world itself needing healing. All of those things are emblematic of the mother's character and myth. They are all matriarchal things. Mother Earth itself, global warming is a hot topic.
So basically what they're saying is all the world's problems can be fixed by making a Star Wars movie with these types of beliefs that no one's going to watch because it's going to be total shit.
It's just them breathing down his neck and him saying, okay, I got to put okay, I'll put some of this in there for you. Okay. I mean, I think that's he's literally just changed. He's brainwashed by them. He's brainwashed. Anyway, yeah.
Has Doug Chang said anything? Because he's been there from the start too. Like he's one of the oldies, I guess you would say. He does a lot of their art, I believe. Did Doug Chang come into this conversation at any point?
I don't know. Let's see. I don't know. John Knoll. It's John Knoll and Filoni.
Okay.
Phil Sostak. Sorry, Sostak is his name.
So basically, they already ruined the Skywalker saga, so now they want to go back and ruin everything that was before.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really.
Man.
We should. I mean, everybody, you just need to boycott Disney. I'm literally. I contemplated like actually going through with it and it's like I've invested the last year of my life in the Clone Wars, and it's like here we are. We finally get to see Darth Maul. But I mean, at the end of it will just be him ending up on that Sith planet that we see him in Rebels, or somewhere else, or he gets chased off somewhere by someone, and it'll be Ahsoka will sit on his face, right? She'll sit on his face, show some badge to that. So it's just
well, we know they both survived past that point, so it's gonna somehow end up with none of them dying. So.
We all know that's the flaws with doing prequels. That's the flaws. It's that nobody cares because we already know the ending. Let's see. Hot topic. I'll leather and incense. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it is. It's and that's what global warming. And we're not going to even mention that anymore. It's just such a stupid thing. It's such a stupid thing. USC's love it when you show up. You're going to drop some knowledge. USMC Rebels says, "Hail to Black Hat Cinephile. Welcome, you guys. Please hit the like button. We kind of had a thin show tonight. I really appreciate everybody so much. We love all of you guys. My name is Ben. This is the Fanatics of Film, and we got Dawn of Darkness here.
Yep, my name's Kyle from the Dawn of Darkness. Hail to everybody that showed up. Hail Black Hat. Hail USMC Rebels. Hail Alex Starr. Hail Tommy. Hail Cameron Harding. He's also my team in the Dawn of Darkness. We play a lot of modern video games. We of course, I do these podcasts. We're huge Star Wars fans. Been into Call of Duty lately. So if you're also a gamer, no matter what system, stop in, subscribe, like, let us know what you think. And if you have a channel, always tell people, like, let us know. We'll check it out. So I want to thank everybody for stopping by. Make sure you comment on this podcast and let us know. Give us your 2 cents.
Reach around protocol and all about it. USMC Herbal says matriarchal societies always have eunuchs. No thanks, exactly. And it's just such a shame. We've seen the decimation of so many great properties, and I think at this point we just all have to. Alex Starr says I'm laughing at you. Filoni apologies. Yeah, I get that. I get that, man. I get it because I used to love Filoni, and now this is just BS. It's just hilarious, and I guess we drank the Kool-Aid. Yep.
I'm the same way with David Bautista. I thought it was funny when he was dissing Disney, and now I don't like it.
It's the TDS. It's the TDS, and now TDS is going to get worse because they're all like stuck in their houses. So the TDS just bounces off the walls right back into their brain, and they can't help it. Hail to you all! Thanks so much for joining us. Have a wonderful evening.
Hail.